Okay, guys. Hello, everyone. I should be streaming again, which is great. Hold on. Hello, everyone. Wait a minute. I don't know, if this stream is running. It should be streaming right now. Here you guys can see everything as it looks. I have some graphics in the top and bottom right. I'm basically starting over this live stream because basically what happened earlier was a bit of a disaster. But right now I'm live. So the internet can totally see me now to stop using my encoder. So basically, I'm live. I'm just going to tell you, I'm basically, right now, I'm trying to take down the previous streams because a bunch of really chaotic stuff happened in them. But basically, I'm going to actually be animating and playing games now, so you don't want to miss this. Now, I want to show you something. I can flip between screens. So, hold on. I accidentally just refreshed it. Lol. So, but what I wanted to tell you is I can basically flip between screens by pressing F4, I think goes to this screen, and F7 I think goes to the other screen, in OBS Studio. So tell me which screen you like more, because it'll switch between them. So anyway, I hope a few people are watching. I don't know if anyone's watching. According to this, I have one person watching. Now, earlier, earlier I did make some jokes that I think could be taken as offensive, so I'm not going to do that again. I'm not going to reveal any personal information either, because we had some problems in the earlier streams with that. Not going to go into more detail. I have one scratch message, so, probably from someone checking out the stream. Oh, it's Master of the Tiger. Cool. Master of the Tiger was one of my earliest Scratch followers. He makes really good projects. If, you're watching this and you'll use Scratch, you should check out his account. I'm just gonna give you a shout out right now, Master of the Tiger. I'm just telling him I'm streaming again and I gave him a shout out. He might actually be watching right now, though. I don't actually know if he's like my one viewer. So, there's going to be some buffering problems because it's moving slowly. Now it says the video output is low. So there's going to be some buffering. So I'm just going to go off this page and go to my regular channel page. Hey, I restarted the stream. And I unlisted the previous streams. So here's my live stream. Thank you to the one person watching. I know a lot of people couldn't tune in to watch immediately, and I totally get that. So, if you're watching this at a later date, just, enjoy it. And I might relist the previous streams if you guys really want to watch them, but they were really messed up, so.
I'm the crazy dad.
He's the crazy dad.
In case you were wondering, because you didn't see the unlisted streams.
Basically, I forgot to mention that right now I'm residing inside an insane asylum. Although I didn't really like that joke last time.
Yeah, I didn't think it carried off very well.
Yeah, no, it didn't.
So what are we doing? Jokes or no jokes?
I guess we can do jokes, but I think we should keep them within like a family G-rated level.
Okay, bro.
Maybe you should just say bro, just to be on the safe side.
Ooh, that sounds so 80s.
You're the 80s person. Okay. So now nobody's watching. Can't imagine why. Cough, cough. So,
Must be all the coffee.
yeah, that could be it. So, I'm gonna show you guys some things about animating. Right now, I need to lip sync this scene. And I have, like, a formula I use for lip syncing. So, basically, I need to know what's being said. So, I use my thing. You guys can all look at this. This is script. So, that I hope you guys enjoyed looking at that script.
Eating peanut butter or no eating peanut butter?
You can eat peanut butter, just don't tell people about it.
Not more.
I don't know what he said. Do you know what he said? I don't know what he said.
I said, you're not saying a word.
He's not right. He's not a meme. Okay, so what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna take our previous arm frames and then we're gonna paste them, but in reverse. Clever, right? And what that's basically gonna do is once we reverse it, it'll play the same thing earlier, but backwards. And that should work. Okay. Let me keep on all this stuff. As you can tell, I'm having a bit of trouble animating right now. Again, the previous streams kind of put me out of that animating spirit, but I'm back animating after 2 hours of failed streams, and we're going to try this. Okay. So that looks a little quick, obviously, because the thing is, the tweens aren't reversed. What should be happening is this should be moving very quickly, and that we should have a tween for the arm. So we're just going to, what we're going to do is we're basically going to remove these frames, copy, oh, not cut, copy, I'm really glad I didn't have a webcam, copy, remove, and paste. And now you can see what we got here. Now we have a motion tween, and since that tween obviously is off, I explained motion tweens earlier. Basically, a motion tween allows you to create somewhat smooth animation by being able to move an object anywhere over a series of frames, and then when you apply the tween to it, think about it this way. If you have a ball that's going up and down, you can just move it up in one frame, move it all the way down in another frame, move it all the way up, move it all the way down, and then you just apply the tweens, and it'll smoothly move up and down instead of up, down, up, down, up, down. So that's how tweens work. They're kind of cool. I have some scratch messages, probably, again, from people watching the stream. Again, shout out to Master of the Tiger. Also, I probably want to get rid of this other live stream because it has some problems. So let me just unlist this one real quick. And again, unless you guys want me to bring it back up, I'm gonna unlist this one. If I get some public requests to bring these back up, I will. But just for now, oh cool, I can select some thumbnail ideas. Just for now, I'm probably going to take that down. Okay, so let's put that as private. So next thing we're going to do, cancel, save changes. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to my live streaming area. I want to show you something. I'm going to add a card to the stream. And, okay. Right now, I've been streaming for 9 minutes with one person watching. To whoever's watching, thank you a lot. And I'm just gonna add a card. And, oh, I already have the card in the video, actually. If you scroll over and click on you can get a link to another one of my videos that has 142 views. Wow. I didn't know it had that many. Okay, so I'm just gonna go back to my channel. Oh, I just revealed the Gmail dad. I'm so sorry. Not. He deserved it. I'm just messing around, but honestly, yeah, my stream had some problems earlier. Okay, so streamed 2 minutes ago. Did Oh yeah, that was the bad child. Okay. So right now I have 2 people watching my live stream. Again, thanks for all your support. And again, you guys don't have to watch the whole thing, but thank you to anyone who is watching this. And I honestly am. Here you can see I have all my private stream videos. Again, if you want me to relist those, I will. And thank you to whoever's watching this, whoever you are. It's really great. So I'm going to show you some animating, okay? So what we're going to do is we animated this going up, but now we have to animate it going down. So here's how we're going to do that. First thing we're going to do is we're going to get 2 frames of it just moving down, basically. Really quickly. Not tweened, by the way. So, like this would be one, and then I move it down really quickly in this one as well. Now, again, I'm not a professional animator, and I'm not even that good, so in the end, you probably want to go to them for your tips on how to do character animation. But, hey, starting with getting lessons from a non-professional, it's a great place to start, I'm sure. So basically, after we have that quick motion, I think what we're supposed to do is, because see how it's raised, it immediately goes, and then it just scrolls up. So I think what we should do is we should just have it immediately leave. Like all the way. So let me try that. It's gonna immediately leave like this. And also that asset's off. That asset is not how I want it, but that's disappointing. I kind of messed up an asset. But basically, we'll just do this. Again, I'm having some animating problems, so don't judge me on my animating quality. But it moves down, and it moves down again. And actually, I need to move it a little bit more downward here so that it doesn't, so that it looks a bit smoother. It's basically this, except we're going to copy, paste, and overwrite. Now the next thing we do is now we have those 2 really quick frames of it moving down. We're going to remove these frames, and I guess this is really hard to follow, but basically about 5 frames in, that's usually when I usually animate quick movements by having 2 quick frames and then about 5 frame tween. What we're going to do with this tween is we're going to move the arm a bit. I'm going to move it a bit backwards, so let's just do that. You can see it moves a tiny little bit. Create classic tween. Insert keyframe. Remove classic tween. What book is that? Sorry.
Pre-calculus.
Awesome, I think. So, wait a minute. Why do we have a book on pre-calculus? I thought we were all in calculus already. Okay, whatever. The other thing I want to do is I want to have kind of like what I did earlier in another stream where I had the body move at the first movement of the arm. I want to have the body move at this movement of the arm too. So I'm going to create keyframes for all the assets and create tweens. And then in the last frame of the tween, I'll move the body slightly, and that'll cause the body to move across the frames. And it just needs a little turn, like that. But also, across the 2 frames here, it's going to be moving more. So, first I move it like this. Except it doesn't have a keyframe in there, so I probably shouldn't have done that. Always remember to create keyframes before editing a frame. Make sure it's a keyframe. I'm honestly doing badly with this animation here. And this is lower quality than I usually animate, so sorry about that. I also haven't actually showed you the full-fledged animation yet, so Also, sorry about that one. So basically, Nike sportswear, it only chafes when you move. Sorry, I'm just reciting some great jingles I learned. So basically, whoop. And we also want to move this one a little bit forward in this direction, right? And then for the tween, and then for the last tween, it's going to go like this. It's kind of like, yeah. Now we remove these frames. So, it might not work the first time. But that actually kind of looks okay. One of the problems, obviously, is the lip sync isn't good yet, but that looks okay right now. The mouth is, like, the only big problem. And kind of the moving forward. I think I can move him back a bit for that tween. Okay. Yeah. So, next, let's create the lip sync. I already know what's being said. I'm not going to tell you guys what's being said, although you can look at it. Making sure you guys can hear me. Can you guys hear me? Like, in the stream, I'm not, not getting a lot of viewer input, but, I mean, that's okay. Just, if you guys can hear me, cool. I hope you guys can hear me, because I don't want, to be streaming for a while with you guys not able to hear me and just, watching. So anyway, I, basically for my live, to make it simpler, since every character needs their own lip sync, basically I only have 4 costumes for a normal character's lip sync, and I don't do any special costumes. The later episodes of the Detectives Project will have special costumes. In fact, speaking of which, now sounds like a good time to tell you guys about the Detectives Project. The Detectives Project is my animated YouTube series, and it's about 16 characters, and some of them know each other, who all manage to find themselves right near a spot where there's an emergency plane landing. But then the person who comes out of the plane tells them that it was basically supposed to be a landing in a random location to select the players for his game, which is a reality show. So they all signed contracts and stuff. And that's the scene I'm working on right now. And then they all compete until one of them wins. I need a better explanation, and I actually spend a lot of time on making it, legally accurate and stuff. So here's what it looks like so far. So I don't know if the animation is playing at the right speed, so it might look weird to you. So I do think that might be moving a bit quickly down there. Yeah. Should probably grab these 2 frames and insert another keyframe here where it's moving down a little bit. Well, not a little bit, but a little bit. Not as much as it moves down in those. Then it can have a little more, context. I don't know. Like this. So this is not working out as well as I intended it to, in case you can't tell, and that's because I'm not animating based on my algorithm, which I should be doing. But let's move on with the animation here so that I can get through that. I'm going to convert this to a graphic symbol so that it can play in the thing. So it'll play. I know it's kind of hard for me to explain all this animation stuff, so a lot of you who don't know much about animation, or just don't know a bunch about Adobe Animation are probably a bit confused right now. So sorry about that, but I have a bunch of files, and I can switch the files. So I have 4 files for lip sync, for instance. Okay. So the arm is smooth, but I feel like the body, it's kind of smooth. I actually kind of like it, but I feel like the body movement is a little too sudden. So I'm going to just turn that a little bit backwards. So that's a little less sudden. Like this. Whoops. Like this. Then it feels a bit more natural. I think. It should. Okay, the other problem is there's actually not much movement here. And I need there to be at least a little bit of movement. Because I need a little bit of movement. So let's just turn that. Then I have movement here. So let's see how that plays. Yeah, I think that looks a bit smoother. So let's look at the whole animation. And I know it's also hard when you don't have much context about how the animation's going. This is actually one of the only scenes where usually I just use a human lip syncing and talking, but no, that didn't work exactly smooth the second time I played it. Slide. Dun. Okay. I think that's just because I need to have a few more frames to make it look smoother. In place, so let's just stick a keyframe here and remove the classic tween because it needs to stop moving. That looks smooth enough for me. This is one of the only parts where I use visual aids instead of a character talking to explain it. In this case, they have 3 minutes, so this thing opens. That animation actually did not take me long. A lot of people who told me that the locket looked really good. I do notice a bit of a bug right there. Right here where the locket thing is rising a little bit. I don't know if you guys are looking at it in high enough definition to notice it. And then I have the slide text because the idea is that they're all teenagers, so they need to get permission from their parents or guardians to be able to participate on the show because the host wasn't expecting to find so many young contestants. Although the host is kind of young himself, in this case. He's up and coming. So he's just becoming popular. So I had this little play where we have the sliding phone. And I really liked that animation bit. But now I have this and this and this. So it's still, I don't know, looks a little off. But I think it'll be okay. Maybe it could use some work. I do think it could actually use some work, to be honest. So this shot of a plane, I still have one person watching. Good. That's cool. Okay, so this is an infinite loop, but basically what you're going to be seeing is a shot of my screen. Since I'm looking at the thing right now, it's creating an infinite loop. But with a button, I could switch between 2 different displays. So this display shows 2 graphics I made. This is a graphic of the host, along with 4 of the characters. Yeah, a lot of the characters, know each other. But let me just give you the BIOS on some of these characters. And so this right here, the guy on the far left is Jack, and he's the host. And, he's just, becoming popular in the TV industry, so not that many people know about him. But he got signed on to do this reality show, which is a really big and popular reality show in this universe. So he's really happy, and he's trying to bring his A game. This is Cademan, and Cademan is kind of okay, I'm just looking at my CPU power and FPS and stuff, but Cademan is kind of a jock. A lot of the girls like him and stuff, so he's a very popular person. And he's very good at all the athletic challenges because to win the contest, in the series, the players have to go through athletic challenges and mysteries. That's why it's called the Detectives Project, because they have to do mysteries as well as athletic challenges. Now, I notice my family, it looks like my family's coming back. Some of my family's here. But this is next to Cademan. I'm going from left to right. Next to Cademan, who's the guy with the sunglasses, is Jessica. And she is like a leader, and she kind of likes being a leader, but she also doesn't quite like all the responsibilities that come with it. So she tries to lead her team, because also the players are in teams. It's kind of hard to explain all this stuff. Maybe you should just watch the episode when it comes out. But she wants to lead her team, and we'll just see how that goes for her, because there are actually 16 contestants, and Jack isn't one of them. And the two boys next to Jessica are Owen and Brad, respectively. Owen is kind of, the normal, just cool, laid-back dude. He doesn't really get angry or upset, and he's just normally happy and laid back. Brad is kind of the trendy guy. He really likes to follow trends and see what's going on in the trend universe. Early in the production, something that out, I had Brad making a bunch of fidget spinner jokes, and fidget spinners are not really current right now. But yeah, Brad likes to follow trends. So those are some of your characters. I'm gonna get back to animating, but I hope whoever's watching this enjoyed it. Again, I really appreciate anyone who watches this, because it's just really helpful. And again, if you guys want me to relist my old streams, just tell me, because it's totally cool. Okay, so I hope you guys are enjoying the stream, and I'm going to go back. Okay, I'm going to go back to animating. So we have this clip here. Now, what I'm going to animate Jack doing next is, he's making quote marks, right? So, there's going to be some more character animation. Now I'm going to take like a quick 5-minute break, and then I'll come back after that. So feel free to do whatever you want. You can even stop watching if you want, but, just do whatever you want, like for the next 5 minutes, because I'm going to be, streaming again in 5 minutes, but I'm gonna leave now. It's been 4:30, and I've basically been live streaming for 2 hours, which is a little, excessive, but, it's mostly because I had some problems in the beginning live streams, and sometimes I wasn't even doing them, so, yeah, you can see what's being recommended for me. For some reason, I'm getting a bunch of Studio C and Jaden Animations now, when I don't watch Studio C that often, and Jaden Animations. You know what? Just completely ignore what's being recommended for me, because it's completely inaccurate to what I watch, honestly. I have not watched a video from any of these channels in the recently uploaded recommended videos, so just ignore what's recommended for me, because it's going to be inaccurate. So, thank you for watching the stream, and I'll be back in 5 minutes. guys. So the live stream's back on. I don't know if anyone's watching right now. Okay, it looks like one person's watching right now, so thank you. To everyone watching this, I know, again, I'm going to repeat myself. I know a lot of people couldn't watch live, and I totally get that. So if you're not watching this live, right now, just, I don't actually know what piece of advice to give you. I'm trying to think of some sage advice, but all I can think of is subscribe to my channel. But you don't have to subscribe to my channel, honestly. Only subscribe to my channel if you actually think that I produce good content. I'm not sure I actually produce good content because I only have like one video. And it has 142 views, but it's like 4 seconds. Yeah, I made that animation a while ago. A lot of people like it. Cool. Alright, so all you guys watching my stream, a few people from scratch, 8 people actually, are subscribed to me, so you guys are all going to be getting notifications for the stream, so probably a few of you dropped in, but whoever's watching the stream right now, live or not, thank you for watching, because it does mean a lot to me, because honestly, was like, when I started this, I'm like, yeah, I know I have a lot of fans on Scratch, I have like 400 followers, and I know I have a few subscribers on YouTube, but I don't think anyone's really going to watch this because, I don't know, they might think it's a waste of their time or stuff. And, if I'm wasting your time, you don't have to watch this, honestly, because I don't want to waste your time. But thank you, anyway, for taking time out of your day to watch this. So, what we're going to do is, I'm going to, show you guys something. A lot of you might not know about the board game chess. I'm guessing a few people will know about it. It's a game played on an 8x8 board. There are a bunch of pieces, and you basically move around trying to capture the opponent's pieces, and you win once your opponent's king has no way to escape. And it's a game that's been around for a really long time, and it's become super popular because of how simple and yet complicated it is. So, right now, a lot of people like to play really fast chess, which is where you play 1 minute. So that's what I'm going to do right now. But as a twist, the first few moves you play in a chess game are called the opening. And I'm going to play an opening that a lot of people think isn't good, and then I'm going to try to win. So let's see what happens. So as you can see, my king's kind of in danger because I moved him out. Normally, you shouldn't move your king out at all unless you want to castle him. There are a lot of weird rules in chess and a lot of weird terms and stuff, and I totally get if you're confused right now. Because honestly, I didn't know about chess when I was younger, and whenever people would talk about it, I was super confused. And I'm actually pretty good at chess. There's some money in chess, and I don't really play it to make money, because obviously I'm not that good, and at a low level you can't really make money, but there are a lot of people who make money playing chess. The world champion actually has his own app, and basically in that app you can actually play against computer versions of him at different ages. So that's a really cool app. I suggest you check it out because it actually has lessons in it that will literally teach you to play chess. How cool is that? You can literally learn from the world champion. So be sure to check that out. It's called Play Magnus. This isn't a paid advertisement or anything. I just think it's a really cool app. And it does have some in-app purchases, so if you want to avoid those, don't download it, but it's safe, and I think it's on the Google Play App Store. And you don't have to buy anything to be able to play all the levels of Magnus and do a few of the lessons. Magnus Carlsen is the world champion. So I actually have like a 1700 rating on this site, which is considered, kind of high class, but like for comparison, the world champion is like 2800, and when I started, I was like 200. So I've actually gained about well, in actual, there's also official tournaments, and those they cost money to play. You can play a lot of chess just for free, but if you want to play tournaments where you can win money and stuff, it costs money to win money. But, those are actually really cool. Now, this end game is technically a tie. End game is what we call the period, at the end of the game. It's technically a tie because his king can stop me from... Basically, if your king reaches the end of the board, you get a queen. But your pawn, if your pawn reaches the end of the board, you get a queen. Or a rook, or a bishop, or a knight. You get any piece you want. But if he can stop it, he doesn't have to. You don't get one. I'm really bad at explaining this, so this is gonna be the only other game I play, because I know a lot of you guys. This is just basically super weird gambit time. So I hope you guys enjoy that. My super weird gambits. Basically, I just sacrificed a bunch of my pieces to do nothing, and now I'm gonna try to beat this person, even though I did that. By the way, never actually do this if you're, playing chess seriously, because you're likely not going to win. The reason I'm playing this is because it's a speed tournament. This is bullet. So, also, again, bullet just means you have 1 minute to make all your moves. And, in most big tournaments, players can use, 100 minutes to make their moves. Chess is a game that normally takes a really long time to play. And that's why a lot of people like bullet, because it's not a big waste of time. Chess, long chess isn't a big waste of time either, in my opinion. But so anyway, I'm only going to play 1 or 2 games of this, unless you guys want more, because I know not a lot of people know what chess is, and I want to do stuff that you guys will enjoy. If you guys have any game recommendations, I might check some of those out, although I need to, make sure it's okay, so, yeah. So right now, he's up a queen and a rook, which normally he'd be able to completely destroy me with. He doesn't have that much time, though, so I'm trying to get him to, make a mistake so that I can keep him from winning. Okay, now I think he's got me. But I have a few tricks up my sleeve still. I actually don't see a move. He might not win this one. He's still winning. But I don't think he'll win. No. Oh, he did. He made it on the last second. That was really cool. Okay, like I said, I'm not gonna play any more games. I'm gonna go back to here. So let's see who's watching. It's probably still only one person, or maybe none, because I get that a lot of people can't watch live. But thank you to whoever's watching again. And let's get back to some animating, okay? Okay. So we saw this. And this isn't, I guess it's smooth enough. It's smooth enough for me, I guess. I'm okay with this. So, I need to work on making the animation a little bit smoother, though. So, let's try that with the scene in a second where he's going to make quote marks. Okay? Now, something I like to do to make my animation smoother is I can look at other people's creations and see what they are doing and how they animated it. And there are quite a few people who've done quote marks. Now, I don't need a reference for quote marks, because that's actually kind of simple to do. But that's just something I'm telling you guys. If you want to make your animation smoother, look at other people, watch the videos frame by frame, and see exactly how they did their movements, and then try to make your videos like that. I don't mean just copy them, because that would not be good, but it's actually copying popular people's animations, meaning not copying, literally copying them, but trying to look at their animations frame by frame, and then try to make your animations just like theirs. That's actually a really good tip to learn how to animate, to be honest. Although, since this is original, I'm not going to be doing that. So, here's what I've animated so far today, actually. And we can look at the whole animation again. So you can kind of see, animation takes a really long time, especially when you're animating humans. This is the place I actually got inspired to do the show from. meaning to do a YouTube show from. It's a show called BFDI. It actually has a similar concept in as much as it's objects, like inanimate objects, battling to win a prize. So it's kind of similar to my show. There's another show called Total Drama, and the concept is basically based off Survivor, which is a show. So there are some shows with the same reality show concept, but it's basically, my show is basically original because it's just an animated reality show. And there's one other animated reality show with humans, and that's Total Drama. But BFDI uses objects, and it was an inspiration. Although I actually did come up with the idea for this show before I found BFDI. Just saying. Before I actually found out about BFDI, Total Drama, or Survivor, which is odd. But I did find out about them after. Maybe something in my subconscious, but I've had this idea for like a year now. So, I'm going to play the animation again, and, again, you can kind of see how it goes. So, yeah, this is coming along pretty well, so, just gonna, I accidentally went to a video. Sorry. So, thank you to everyone who's tuned in to any of the live streams. I know I took down some of the old ones because they honestly had some problems. And again, I'm saying this for like the fourth time. I can put them back up sometime if you guys would actually like that. I don't know if you would, though, because some of them were pretty messed up. Okay. So anyway, some stuff here. Yeah. So I don't know what to say. I'm probably gonna get back to animating, but just, you don't know. I hope you like. I don't know. By the way, I honestly think I make some Adobe animations better than like people like TNT Scroll, but maybe makes them better than me. His art looks really good, but he doesn't make them the same way I do, so they can't really be judged similarly. Because I think it doesn't seem like he uses that many motion tweens or symbols or stuff. From what I've seen. Here's one of his animations. So anyway, there you go, you guys. So, I mean, you be the judge on who makes the better animations. Or you don't have to. I mean, you can, we are honestly pretty equal because we have different forms of animating. So, again, thank you guys for watching. I'm going to keep animating here, so be prepared to get some more tips. Okay, so what we've done here so far on the stream is I've shown you how to do this movement and some lip sync. So we're going to, now, here's how we have another movement. First, I want to make sure that everything's working. That is, in as much as I want to make sure that the animation fits to the talking. So I'm going to talk to the animation, but, silently. Okay, it looked like it was a little off there. I'm just switching that over. Okay. I'm not memorizing it. So the line here is, all of you teenagers have exactly 3 minutes to phone or text a parent or guardian to get verbal or online consent to the contract at this web address. The first competition starts now. But although there are some pauses and stuff. So let's see that. Okay. All of you teenagers have exactly 3 minutes to phone or text a parent or guardian, and I don't remember the line after phone or text a parent or guardian. That's one of the problems when I'm trying to do this. I'm just going to bring it up here, and then I can kind of do that, I think. Like if I press enter and then click word, and then, but I need to have word ready too. It's kind of hard to set up a bunch of things, so bear with me here. And you guys are gonna get to see some stuff. You guys are gonna have like this whole thing spoiled now, but that's okay, I guess. I don't honestly know. All of you teenagers have exactly 3 minutes to phone or text a parent or guardian and get verbal or online consent to the contract at this web address. The first competition. Okay, perfect. And that's going to be about... Okay, cancel. I don't want to close that. That's going to be about the speed. So when he says competition, he makes quote marks. So we're going to almost immediately, we're going to wait about 4 frames, and then we're going to almost immediately go into quote marks. Now here's how we're going to do this. We're going to put 5 frames in, and then we're going to do a keyframe. Now in that keyframe, I want him to be turned back a bit, and I want there to be a new arm symbol. Now I have a few different arm symbols, but this is going to be the one they use to make his. Now you notice it looks like his arm is over here and stuff. That's and his shoe is over here backwards and stuff. That's because they're not in the picture. So I kind of have things moved around, like this arm is way back here and in front of the feet when it shouldn't be and stuff. So that's just because when they're looking, all they can see is this, and it's easier not to fix all the things outside the stage and wait for when you need to fix them actually. So basically, since it's very difficult to create something off of it, I might just, here's something I did once, for that earlier frame during the live stream, for this arm asset, I actually just designed it over the thing, because sometimes when you design inside the symbol instead of on the layer, it won't work. And I know you guys might not understand that. I wish I could explain a lot of these things. So basically it's just going to be a frame like this. And this is what the arm's going to look like. It needs to be a little bit thicker, obviously. Again, thank you guys all for watching. I don't know if anyone's watching right now. I hope you guys are. And I realize, again, a lot of you couldn't make it to live, but thank you to anyone who's watching this now or at any time, even if you didn't hear my thank you messages. It does mean a lot to me that people tune in to watch me do this, because this is honestly just a hobby. And it's awesome that people actually, want to watch me do this, and I'm not trying to exaggerate or anything. I'm honestly super enthusiastic that people enjoy watching this, and I hope you continue to enjoy it. This will be on 5. And this should be in front of the bow tie. The bow tie should not be in front of the arms. That is something that needs to be fixed. So anyway, I also need to edit this asset. Now let's also take this arm and swap it to that arm 5. Now it's having some problems since I need to scale it down and stuff. Because it's having... Sometimes these things are scaled incorrectly, so you have to scale to like half. Right there I just did the calculations for what was half of that and scaled it down that way. Also, just for the record, I'm not as young as my voice sounds, but I'm sure you already knew that. The bow tie needs to go behind the arm, actually. Like, behind everything, except the shoe. But then the bow tie is behind the neck and stuff. We can't have that. But I don't want the bow tie to be in front of this hand, so let's just move this hand in front of the bow tie. That works. Okay. So let me just make sure all the frames are okay with that change. Okay, I accidentally went to this layer and messed it up, but I can just fix that quickly. Okay. So, this is what we're at right now. Now I need my hand left asset, obviously. Which I think is actually was on the same layer, so let's just do it like this. I'm probably being super inaccurate here, actually. Let's just add a jack and left. Unfortunately, I did not have that previously, and we move it behind here. And then, oh, okay. I notice there's a bit of overheat on the computer. So, yeah. Arm right should not be in front, but the hand left. This is on the arm right layer? I thought it was on the hand right layer. Copy. Hand right. Paste in place, and now it's on the right layer. And then I probably should have kept the hand left layer. I'm honestly a bit confused right now, so just again bear with me. Paste in center. Where is it? It's probably under another layer. I'm going to be humming some different tunes. It's helpful. Just need to be scaled down a bit. Also, I'm not that good at humming, so sorry. Okay, so now if we look at it like this, we can see that you instantly go to a frame like this. Now, obviously, you don't want to instantly go to a frame like this. I mean, let's be honest. It's almost smooth, but we need something in between those. But also, we need to change this hand asset because it doesn't look like one that's doing, quote marks. So, thing is, I don't honestly know how to do that, and sometimes, yeah. Since I don't know how to do it, I'm going to look up what a hand doing quote marks looks like. So these aren't hand doing quote marks, these are actually quote marks. But they're not actually that useful. I'm gonna make sure I have safe search on, because I don't want anything inappropriate to come up while I'm streaming. So it turns out there aren't a lot of pictures of hands doing quote marks, but you can almost look at it yourself and just see how it looks. and I should be able to animate that myself. Sometimes it's better if you just challenge yourself, even if you get it wrong. Like if I get how the hand looks or doing quote marks wrong, it's, I challenged myself, and okay, so let's just name this symbol quote marks. I probably should come up with better, more organized symbols for my hand assets. Okay, so first thing we need to do is know, okay, I'm going to edit this in place again. This is a 12 asset, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually completely delete this and that, because the hands, they're best if you draw them separately. Now, it needs to be 12, and I think it also should be drawn on the layer instead of in the symbol thing. So here's my first basic drawing of a hand doing quote marks. You can see the thumb out there, etc. But obviously it needs some improvement, which is going to be done. So a lot of these assets take some time to make, especially when you're working with this editor, which honestly isn't very freeing. If you want an editor for drawing that's very freeing, I would suggest Toon Boom. I don't actually have it because it's very expensive, but I mean, if you want to get into serious animation, I would always use Toon Boom. The reason I don't use Toon Boom is this is more of a hobby for me, and I don't want to spend a ton of money doing animation. But again, if you ever want to be a serious animator, Toon Boom, totally. Okay, so you can see these two fingers bent down now, kind of. And then those two fingers up. And the thumb out. So this almost looks right, although right now it looks more like bunny ears. But I can turn it into quote marks. Actually, though, I just realized when you're actually doing the quote marks, this is what your hand looks like when you're about to do quote marks. When you actually do the quote marks, your thumb moves over. So I'm actually going to animate that with the thumb. So then we need the skin color of the character, Jack. He has, Caucasian-ish skin. I think he has like I don't know. I think it's a Filipino ancestry. I haven't determined all the ancestries of my characters. If you noticed, there were no African Americans in the promotional picture I was showing earlier. Here, this one. Trust me, there are African American characters in the show. So, and a lot of the characters have, cultures. They're not just all, United States born Caucasian people, because that would just be, I see a lot of shows actually where people are just like, they're all white or they're all black or they're all, kind of in between. They're all of a certain culture or, I don't know how to say this because I don't want to be racist, but yeah, I think there should be a lot of diversity in the characters. So, yeah, there are going to be some African American characters in the show, totally. The other thing I'm noticing is that this needs to be turned. Okay, now it's ready to... Now it's actually looking really good. Next thing we're going to do is convert this to a symbol. And making quote marks. And now I can copy. And then I can paste it onto the other layer. which should be here somewhere unless, yeah, right here. And then I have two hands making quote marks. Except they're not quite making quote marks yet. We're going to get into that in about a second. The first thing I want to happen, though, is let's make a smooth, transition. So all we need to do to make this transition is paste these frames. Now, obviously you can see the differences. There aren't actually that many except the hands. So all we got to do is we're going to take this and we're going to turn it back. I'm going to put it like around here-ish, somewhere where it works. But, actually this hand needs a bit of work because I notice immediately it needs to be made a bit thinner right there. Yeah, there we go. You want to make all your edits, you know. So I do this, and maybe it didn't need to be that much thinner, but I think that was better. For it. There we go. Now it looks pretty good. Okay, sorry for the lack of commenting. It's just this is just the stage where you kind of try and make the animations sync to each other. Okay, so obviously the hand asset, you know, needs a bit of work, but I think that's something we can fix in editing and etc. Now, since this isn't really all that smooth, we're going to do this, except we're going to make it 4 frames of, well, actually, that doesn't look like 4 frames, but of tweening, and then I think, like, they're doing calculus in the other room or something. I personally have a bunch of homework to catch up on, but you know, sometimes I just animate to cool off the stress, and I got permission to do a live stream today, so that's cool. So thanks to everyone watching, if you guys are still watching. Again, I get that it's probably getting kind of boring, so I'm going to try and explain some more stuff to you. Okay, so now we have this right here, which, okay, I think it's smooth enough, honestly. But let's watch the whole animation. Yeah, I mean, it could use some work, I think. Right here, like right before they show up, I mean, we could create something to signify it, like just turning these a bit would help, maybe. Okay, let's see how this looks compared. I don't know if it's as good, actually, to be honest. Yeah, I would choose that. Can do it. I wanna run into the night. Okay, so here's what we have right now. So now I'm gonna show you how to animate these skill quotes. Here's how we're gonna do this. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna edit this in place. And we're gonna edit this. Okay? Now, we're gonna make this arm in and of itself into an animation. Now, the arm currently looks like I'm showing you, which you can't see, but the thumb needs to move over, and then the things need to make looping square quotes at the same time. So let's start with the thumb moving over. What we need to do is create something right here, right? Create a line. And what that line will do is it should separate the thumb it has into its own asset. So let's just convert that thumb to a symbol. Thumb. Okay, I already have a thumb. Thummy, then. And then I delete the line. Now, that thumb, which actually, probably how I'm going to make the thumb look is do it like this. And then the thumb will move over. Okay, so edit document, edit in place, edit in place. I now have a thumb. Now, let's distribute that to a layer. And the layer is actually going to be in front. And, let's also make this area into a layer. This area. Let's just call it this area too to be imaginative or to be unimaginative. This area is also going to need a little bit of a fix in some things. Right. Okay. So again, edit in place, edit, and now the last thing we're going to do, we need to get rid of all these extra lines, obviously. So make sure you don't have any lines. So we have thummy. Now we need to distribute this to a layer. And this area is going to be in front of thummy. Now, last thing we do is we convert this area to a layer, but and we basically just convert it to a layer. Now you might be thinking, okay, how are you going to do the thumbs? And you'll see in a second. How are you going to do? I don't mean the thumbs. I mean the other. Oh, I'm so sorry. Now obviously we have the immediate problem that I forgot to. Okay, the computer's starting to heat a bit. So I should probably do something about that. So let's save my work. Actually, you know, here might be a good place to stop because it's been streaming for a while. And by the way, thank you guys for continuing to watch this stream because I see there's still one person watching. Let's tune in to that stream real quick. So thank you to whoever's watching, and big shout out. I don't know who you are exactly, but big shout out to whoever's watching this stream. I'd like to show you how I do the quote marks bit, but the computer's kind of, it's not overheating. It's not going to be a huge problem, but I'd like it to, run a little faster. But I'm going to keep the live stream going for a bit so I can show you guys this, okay? So what we want to do next is we're going to convert this into a symbol. All this. And we'll just call it all this. Just like we had this area, right? Good. Now these fingers are going to be behind the other fingers, so it makes sense, and the thumb's going to be behind this. So now, first thing we're going to do is we're going to move the thummy. Let's create keyframes for everybody. Actually, all we need right now is keyframes for this area and thummy. Because what's going to happen is we're going to quickly move thummy, just like I do with a lot of the other movements. And then we're going to have so thummy moves here. And then thummy moves again. Over here. And what's going to happen is thumby's going to get, okay. First thing we need to do is create keyframes for these, obviously. What's going to happen is that thumby's going to get tucked behind here. And now what happens is thumby gets tucked behind there is that we'll need another version of this area that includes the spot where thumby moved in. Right. So, this can be excruciating, but it's worth it. So we just tuck the thumby back there, and the other thing we want to do, edit document, edit in place. The other thing we want to do is create a duplicate of this one. And again, there's probably a much easier way to do this too. I'm just choosing like the least easiest way. I don't know. So here's how it looks right now, except here's how it looks right now. So as you can see, the thumb's been tucked in very efficiently. And obviously you can immediately spot that some things have happened. And it kind of looks weird. Which is true, I need to fix some things. First off, yeah, let's just leave this like this and move that over a little bit. And add symbols. Now it looks a little bit better, but you will notice it's still moving. We want to still delete anything that's not a symbol, so delete. And in the previous frames. Delete, and just we're gonna fix these frames a bit. Is that in there for some reason? Oh yeah. Also probably want to get rid of a lot of the junk and stuff. This would actually work okay if there's some changes made. Okay. Number one change is do this. So as you can see, I'm kind of going original and just doing, just doing my own thing and seeing how it works, and then whether it works or it doesn't, you know, we have fun. So, well, I have fun. I don't know if you're having fun, to be honest, but I hope you are. Now, you'll also notice those fingers are morphing quite a bit. I think what I'm going to do at this point, since I've kind of morphed those fingers too much, is I'm going to change that back, then try and edit it again, because I kind of messed up those fingers, and how I'm going to, and I might just, you know, I might just actually edit thummy, create a new thummy here. That does that at that stage, because that might be better. It goes like this. Okay. So edit in place. And now we have, you know, thumb movement. We also have a space here that needs to be filled in, so let's do that. Edit document. Edit in place. I'm sorry for the way my voice sounds right now. So obviously this is also playing very fast. So let's do the old motion tween trick and see if it works actually. Because there are a lot of reasons why, and there are a lot of ways this couldn't work. So I might have to change some things up again. Basically, also, my hand assets aren't too good. A lot of the people in the cartoon industry have a professional design the hands for them because hands are very hard to design. Okay, well, let's see it. The thumb movement actually looked pretty smooth. What doesn't look smooth, however, is the closing movement of this. Also, the fact that the thumb does need this to be a little more like this in all the frames it has. So, let's go again. You can see just like, there we go. Okay, now this is still having this problem, so we're just going to give up on trying to fix that one and actually just detach, pull back, add, and do this. Or I mean, we could just switch it to the old one too. That's a whole lot easier. I'm missing stuff left and right here. That's this area, so yeah, let's just swap this area and make sure it's the original. However, I forgot that the original doesn't fix our thumb problem. Whoopsie. What if I just did this and used this thumb right here? Yeah, they're definitely doing calculus in there. Okay. How would that work? Okay, let's try to edit in place. Woohoo. What if I kept those like that the whole time? No, not even doing that. Swap symbol. This area. What if I just keep it like that? Now, at the same time that's going on, we're going to have a little bonus. Here's what we're going to draw. On this layer, we're going to draw, okay. So the idea is that, okay, let's insert a keyframe right here. Blank keyframe, but a keyframe. The idea I have is that when you're making, you know, quote marks, your fingers look somewhat like this. And let me just show you in a sec. You'll be able to see in a second what I'm talking about. More like a minute, I mean, but you'll see. I wonder if I said a second or a minute. I'm kind of, losing, focus. But it's something that happens sometimes while I'm animating. I spend a lot of time animating because this is a project I really want to get done. Again, thank you guys, all of you, for tuning in and watching this, and it really does help my morale and etc. And yeah, thank you guys. It's really kind and generous of you. All of you who watch. Actually, every one of you who's watched a video ever on my channel. I just want to thank you, honestly. From the bottom of my heart for that. For how you've helped my channel and stuff. And I mean, because I do really work hard on what I make, and it's awesome when people, enjoy it. Okay. So this needs to be fixed. So let me actually move over this one, and you should be able to see what I'm talking about anyway, though. What I'm talking about is when you're making quote marks, it looks kind of like this. I still need one of these things, but then it does that because of the quote marks. Okay. I need to move them down squarely like this. Okay, see the problem. So anyway, here's what quote marks would look like on this one particular finger. However, I'm still having some problems. Obviously. Because my semi-efficient quote mark strategy is not working, and I know why, so just gonna fix that. Do this, 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 and I'm still getting the same problem, which is that this thing is not working. Maybe I can fix it. I think I can fix it. Yeah, that's the problem. There's always that thing right there that you kind of have to go with because I don't know, maybe there's another way I can do this, but this way is actually somewhat easier, which is odd because this way is actually very hard. Okay, so I have the thumb. I'm sorry for, acting so tired. I'm actually not that tired. Okay, so here's how we're actually going to do it this time now, okay? We're going to create a square on layer 4, and we're going to lock all the other layers. The problem earlier, I think, was maybe it wasn't creating on layer 4 or something like that was going on. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to close it and keep it closed, actually. I should keep it closed because I should have kept it closed, actually, because that's the only way I'm going to be able to do it, is with this thing closed. And so obviously I'm not the best animator, or maybe, I don't know, just today I'm definitely having more problems than usual, though, to be being honest. I am. But yeah, we're both learning some things, I guess. So now, it kind of looks like he's doing quote marks. Now obviously it's not that simple. Here's how we're going to do this. First off, we kick it in slowly. And the first time you see it, it's going to look more like this. Then we tween it. What we have here, and this might not work, is another form of tween, and this is called a shape tween. Now, unlike a regular tween, this one doesn't tween symbols to move them. It tweens shapes to morph into other shapes. So, for instance, these, I'd move them very slightly. And then, if sometimes the shape tween can produce odd results, but right now it looks like it's doing fine. However, I have noticed one thing, which is I probably wanted to make the opening of the first time they do the quote marks. Probably wanted to make it a little more laid back. But not like this. Oh my, why am I doing this so badly? Okay. Also, this isn't, this isn't exactly accurate either to what quote marks look like. But I have an idea, which is after I copy, I immediately paste and overwrite and not remove. And reverse. And then, while it's on the regular ones, before I copy paste this whole thing again, I wait 5 frames. And then I wait another 5 frames right here before it loops. And then it'll loop. Oh yeah. Problem is the thumb animation is also looping. Which it should be, because once it gets in here, it's good. I might actually need to use a source for this, because I know what I'm doing wrong, obviously, but it's kind of hard to stop it. Actually, honestly, I need to use another way to do this. I can't believe I'm spending so much time on this, honestly. Thank you, guys, for still sticking with this. I don't know if anyone's still watching. Why did I go back to the home? Apparently, somebody's still watching this, so thank you all. I'm going to try and do this another way, which is I have a bonus weird idea. This bonus weird idea is actually edit it in the in this layer itself. And then here's how we're going to transition it. Also, I notice it's having a bit of a bug. No, never mind, I fixed it. Okay. Okay, so yeah, I don't really know what to tell you because it's hard for me to explain this. Number one, because I'm honestly even having trouble doing it. Just doing it. So I don't really know what to tell you. I'm gonna take a quick break and see if I can figure out anything to tell you about the animation. Also, I'm starting to think, if any of you guys know a source for, you know, I don't know, finding an animation of this, please tell me, because at this point, I may as well try and see how someone else did it, because this whole project is going to be done the 16th, and it's important that I go through this as quick as possible, and this part's taking me a lot of time, so I might want to... Now, I'm not sure I want to end the live stream quite yet. You guys have been great, so... Oh boy. I might just want to redesign this whole thing, to be honest. For instance, I don't know if we even want that thumb animation in. I think I mean, it's not that smooth, to be honest, but that's hardly even the whole problem. This part needs to be, like, oh, it's locked, yeah. I'm gonna fix that. So, on an unrelated note, VeggieTales is odd. Okay. Have you guys seen any VeggieTales? I used to when I was like way younger, and now my little sister watches it. And it's really odd. Now that I watch it more. Because, I mean, I don't watch it more on purpose. I mean, I watch it more because, you know, sisters watching it. And I mostly babysitter. So, what do you guys think of VeggieTales? Yeah, it's a good question. VeggieTales, is it horrible, or does it actually have some redeeming value? I mean, obviously, it teaches great life lessons. Honestly, I mean, the old ones had some really good jokes. The new ones, meh. The new ones, I don't really watch the new ones because I don't think they're that good. Okay. Yeah, so let's talk about something. So basically, I've found that it's difficult to do this bit. And I actually thought it would be easier because, for instance, I did the thumb animation, and that one was really easy. You know what? Okay, I am noticing it says 0 watching now, so I get that because I've now been streaming for like 2 hours, so okay, someone left now, but thank you guys for watching, but I'm gonna animate more when I come back, and I'm sorry I didn't get to show you guys more stuff. It's because I had a problem on this animation part here, on this animated part here, but we can at least see how the final thing is going. So let's look at that. Okay, and now, just to really test it, let's test it in the browser. Just waiting for this. Live streams, am I right? Well, this is the first time I ever did a live stream, so... Okay, now I am having some, running problems because obviously I think my computer's a bit overworked, so yeah, we can watch. This is how it would look in YouTube. And again, it's gonna look odd at the end because it loops. So that's why it looks odd at the end, just so you guys know. So I'm gonna end the stream now. But I just want to say, thank you guys a lot. It's really been, cool. And, it was kind of fun to do a stream for the first time. So, I hope you guys liked my stream and, my video views. I got a lot of video views today, apparently from and a new subscriber, cool. Apparently from the live stream. So, I hope you guys enjoyed my stream. And I'm just going to